those buffs are necessary for both characters to compete. And that's my TED Talk.
Again, I agree with the Amy nerfs. It really cripples my playstyle, but I understand that she was very difficult. But like, why do people want the game to just be two giants throwing out third health combos over and over again? Shouldn't we have like a little bit of anyway? We got Tira versus Cervantes, EndersJ versus 8way. No mood changes as of yet. Definitely feeling each other out.
I feel like this would be a very slow match until like someone gets knocked down, and then here we go. So here's the Oki, here's the IGDR Oki, and it's interesting to kind of see how the frame advantage. That move right there, A6. A6 is one of the best moves in the game. Yeah. Going at me, it like auto spaces on block. It's like I think it's plus on hit to the point where like you can't really do too much.
Yeah,
but,
A6 and A6 on hit into A6 is a bit of a sticky wicket at that point. You basically are forced to respect that. Now that being said, we did see an option that 8way ended up using there. I think it's 6-6B, like the two hitter that is like massively unsafe on block, to get under the first hit of A6 and catch before the second hit, and I thought that was a pretty good.
That's very clever.
Yeah. I don't really know if the stage is going to come into account here. I don't know these characters' ring out capabilities all that well.
Cervantes probably has the better ring out just because there's just more versatile and probably more options. But Tira's ring outs, depending on what mood she's in, can be a little bit more consistent.
Okay.
With Jolly6 today. Yeah. Both these players really just duck and grabs, which is very interesting as well.
Yeah, it's important to note that these players have played against each other enough times to where whenever we have a match like this, I always talk about how there's probably... No, that's way too slow, right? Wow, no, really?
Yeah.
I could have sworn that like she recovers like instantly. Well, that's going to give Enders a 2-round lead. Got the personality change, but that's only 4. You need 8, right?
I need 9.
You need 9, so not even halfway there. I don't know so much about this this first round, but I just wanted to mention that both of these guys play against each other often enough to where there's probably going to be a lot of stuff that we're not going to be able to understand that's happening on the screen because they know each other so well. It's something that happens a lot with players who know each other, where it seems like seemingly random stuff will occur when really we're taking it from a Yomi level 1 perspective and they're playing Yomi level infinity.
Exactly. You mentioned the mood switches maybe not being a problem, but she's already at 6.
Yeah.
She's going to get another one guaranteed. That's 7.
I kind of wish that he would use meter because he's so far down.
Yeah.
And I really think that he should use meter somehow. So that's 7. Okay.
Okay, she could make it 8. But here's the thing. One counter hit CE is actually death right now. Oh, 1 CE. And it's
overly ambitious.
Decided to go ham for the pressure there, but I really think he maybe needed to slow it down there, because you know, he had a CE to, like, you know,
he felt panicked. Like, he felt like he needed to get something going. Meanwhile, I would actually feel like both of these players, both of these characters, the more that they feel like they need to make something happen, the worse they're going to do. Like, I feel like both characters are much better at just, like, slowly but surely strangling out any options that the opponent has, as opposed to trying to make something happen immediately.
Right, well, these characters' mixes aren't like, jeez. Good thing that got nerfed, because that would have been 100 damage.
Oh my god. Oh. And that's the round.
You know, maybe these characters do have mix, you know.
Maybe.
But more so timing mix, you know.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I guess that is a weakness that in this matchup, 2A plus B, because I would assume...
We're just trading lethal hits right now.
You know, that's like almost Half-Life. That's crazy.
But she doesn't get to do it again.
Right, but at this point, they're
just going. They're just this is turned into a street fight.
I have a question. Do either one of these players have a G button?
I mean, what do you need a G button for when you can make the whole screen go boo?
It's very true. Okay, now we're slowing down a little bit. Never mind.
Well, out of the two players, it seems like Enders is the one who's slowing it down in the sense of he went for those big reads with the 2A plus Bs the first round, right? And then he started doing like little small kicks to try and pepper 8way, which seems to be really effective right now. And so 8way needs to figure a way to pepper with his own moves himself, or try to back away far enough to where you're not going to get hit. That's a little bit difficult against Cervantes, but, you know, it's something. Ooh, no punish.
Yeah, no punish on the My Team move. But I think it's interesting that 8way's still doing more light attacks when the first round Enders was just like, stop. That was a very good punish there. That should be...
No, I don't think so. Yeah.
But the boost switch is what's very important here.
Oh, man, you can't get CE'd. Don't do it. Don't let it... Okay.
Oh, charge. Okay, investing in this round, I see.
8way. Nice punish. Risky punish, but nice one.
Yeah, very risky. But I mean, I guess it makes sense to go for 3B there, you know? It made a lot of sense.
He's got 7, he's already got 7 stacks. He's definitely doing work with, we saw Enders talk in the Twitch chat that he said that, Cervantes basically manhandles Tira anytime that she's not in Gloomy, but then once she's in Gloomy, it's super bad news, for Cervantes. So I'm waiting to see if 8way's gonna be able to pull that off more effectively.
Yeah, I think the in Gloomy, you know, the damage there is actually, the damage is really there. The damage is comparable in Gloomy to Cervantes' 3B and stuff like that. And the movement, Cervantes is weakest when he's chasing. And so Tira is one of the prime characters that can make you chase, but it doesn't really matter if you're guard broken because you can't run.
But he's gonna have this bar. Oh, we got the lethal hit. What does he get here?
Yeah. Tech trap.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, it's time to go for the force bomb.
Nice with the RI. No, dude. Sheesh, that was a good. That was. I would have fallen for that. I would have fallen for that.
That was very textbook. It's either you soul charge or you don't, and like getting RI is not the worst thing in the world too. So it really isn't like oh my god, he got like deleted. Oh my, never mind, he did get deleted on that read.
I'm actually kind of surprised that 8way would want to keep the stage. I feel like as Cervantes, I'm all about this stage. I don't know.
Yeah, and as Tira, you kind of want to run away, so I don't really know.
Plus, just the wall pressure. Like, I don't know. I get terrified when I fight against Cervantes on this stage, just from like all the when his back is to the wall and when my back is to the wall. Super scary stuff.
Oh, doesn't get the combo that he wanted. Maybe get his input errors, but it's interesting. We did see the new BBB buff into the actual stance change, so we'll see if that comes into play anywhere else. But depending on how Enders finishes this round, chipping him out could give Tira another mood switch. So it really depends on how Enders wants to take out this round. Any grab here, there it is. There's the 4th mood switch. Oh, there's 5 mood switches. Try to go for the mix. I like that mix opportunity to try to snowball there.
See, I find that every single round is kind of coming down to... Now, this is the first to 10, so 8way still has plenty of time to figure it out, but for the most part, I find that, again, it's a matter of which player is going to be more patient more often, and I find that Enders is the one who's doing as such. And I feel like every single round where there's a potential for 8way to potentially overextend, that's really what's killing him.
Right, and I think that, like... the person who chases in this matchup is going to lose 100% because both of these characters are very terrible at chasing, right? And so I would like to see more of a cat and mouse kind of game, the one that Enders is trying to play right now. But as I say that, this is going to do a grip of damage because Tira C is just ridiculous. And we're going to get the Oki situation here.
Yeah, yellow health too. But Enders has quite a lot of meter that he can potentially expend if he wants to. Well, never mind.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense to kind of hold on to your meter.
Sure,
you're bar and a half above, so soul charging here off rip might be something that you might consider doing.
And it's just to tie it up.
Right. These 3A hit confirms from 8way are actually pretty crispy, actually. Very hard to do online, so being able to do it on PARSEC is very good.
Trying to see, so it's the first time that we've actually seen 8way be successful at least keeping up in the poking battle. It's just the fact that the reason why the poking battle from Enders has been so successful is because 2A plus B is very scary.
Right, exactly, yeah. Now he's kind of like poking and running away now, really kind of using his turn to take movement and stuff like that, but I don't really like him going 6 there.
Scary.
Yeah, I was very scary. Running into the straight, I really don't like him holding 6 there, but he got the round win, so it doesn't really matter what we think.
Yeah, Enders ended up not getting to use his bar. It looks like he was going for a little bit of as heavy of a read as possible on sidesteps, and it just didn't pan out that way.
We're definitely going to get a sneaky tier this game, so we'll see if that actually has to come into play, but Enders doing a very good job poking down 8way as we speak. Oh, there's the Gloomy Tira on 8way's terms. Is this death?
He's in Coda, but this looks like it's scaling pretty heavily. I don't think that it is. Yeah, I feel so. We're gonna see Soul Charge Cervantes almost assuredly. Yeah.
Yep.
He's dead to one gigantic combo from an off the wall kind of thing, or dead to like 3 A6s, which are
or just whiffing, you know.
Oh, 8way, why?
But that's a theme that we should talk about, because it seems like every round that 8way has, he just gets super duper antsy, right? Yeah, he's super antsy and tries to close it out, but he needs to stay patient versus his character.
Now, this is the only time where he's had Coda to fall back on, so already with half health versus no resources really spent. Cervantes can match that, but still.
Deciding to go for repositioning instead of punishes there. It's very interesting. Runs into the string again.
Yeah, it seems like anytime Enders has been trying to whiff punish with 3B plus K, he ends up getting smoked. Oh no, 8way. No, that's death.
Yeah, again.
Yeah. Oh man, he had it. He's not respecting Ender's propensity to try and like sidestep, and this is why he's trying to sidestep so often.
Yeah, he's playing into the fact that, you know, the person who runs away the most in this matchup is probably going to win. Yeah. So he's running at Cervantes, being like, I'm going to beat you and kill you, but Cervantes is just like, bro, like, I have one of the best backsteps in the game, one of the best keep out tools in the game. Why are you trying to run at me? And just like creates a
and that's the thing, right? 8way is constantly trying to catch that backstep, and Enders is just like, well, what if I just don't do that? What if I just sidestep the whole time? And now you're screwed. And 8way's like, yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah, it's interesting seeing 8way mash at -6.
Yeah.
It's just been some series mash at -6, so we'll definitely see if 8way can. He's definitely a skilled enough player to be able to make adaptations. I was gonna say changes, but we'll see what kind of changes that he makes.
Yeah. Overall, what?
Huh?
That looked really weird. What was that? Is that a thing?
I guess so.
She has an anti-air grab?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. It was a secret buff.
That literally looked like Cervantes, like, molded up into a ball, and then just, like, reality shifted into, like, oh, by the way, we're grabbing now.
Yeah, it was actually just wild.
Slowly but surely, as the set has been going on, I feel like it's been getting more in 8way's favor. It's just the fact that, as we see from these first attempts quite a lot, it's always, if the players are matched relatively equally, it's a match of hot potato and adaptation, right? So, Enders' first idea as to what to do is different than what 8way was going to first to do. Hey, Saltflats, thanks very much for the $5. I appreciate it. 8way is going to be potentially adapting, but by the time that he adapts, Enders is going to be like 5 games up, right? And then Enders is going to have 5 games to figure out how to readapt. It normally doesn't take that long.
Yeah, that was actually a good unblockable thing, but he might have been able to step towards the wall or towards the ring edge, but I doubt it. But that was a very good place to put that. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. Like, okay, now it feels like 8way has the momentum, but the question is, will he fold? Will he throw the game away this time? You know?
Enders knows that as long as he stays, even when he's down, if he stays patient enough, just uses his resources as conservatively as possible, he's providing 8way a chance of giving him the game.
Right. Nice all right there.
Yeah, I like it.
And Enders mashing sidestep on wake up.
Yeah.
Getting hit for it.
So 8way ends up getting it. So this is the first time that we've seen the initial idea as to what Enders wants to do fail. And so, if I'm him, to be honest, I don't actually change anything. I'm just going to be like, well, he thinks I'm going to change it up because he just won a game, but what if I just keep doing the same thing? And if I lose again, then I'll change it up because I have games to burn.
Yeah, and this is the first of 10, so like you said, we do have a lot. We have a long set to go, a long set to watch, so we'll be able to see the adaptation in real time. But been significantly less to A plus Bs, and it seems like when 8way is just like staying in jolly and not really worrying about the boost. What the?
I mean, that's always been that way, but it's still ridiculous every time I see it.
Yeah. It seems like when 8way's not focusing on
nope.
One spot? No, one spot. Sliding in the DMs, taking the W. But it seems like when 8way's just like playing Caliber and not worried about the move switches and stuff, it seems like he's been doing a lot better actually.
Yeah, he's making his offense significantly more awkward as well, which I like.
Yeah.
Ooh, Rakuto with the raid of like 2.4 billion people. Thanks very much, Rakuto.
Hey.
In case you guys didn't know, this is a first attempt between 8wayfunz versus EndersJ, and then after this, it looks like we're gonna have Jimbonator versus someone.
It's gonna be sick. Ooh, good tech trap on the 2-way.
Yeah, overall, 8way is making his aggression slightly more awkward, slightly harder for Enders to figure out. He's not sidestepping with as much confidence as he was before, which is definitely a good sign for 8way.
Nice duck on the grab.
Yeah.
Usually, both these players are every time there's been a grab landed, it's been in a very awkward situation, right?
Yeah, for instance, like in the air.
Yeah, exactly.
That was so weird, dude.
Yeah, but we'll see if they'll be able to use that to their advantage to be able to like maybe like run up and see if someone switch ducking doesn't get the combo though. Maybe didn't expect the mood switch there.
Come to think of it, who has a better while rising punish between these characters? They both have really good ones.
Yeah, they're both. I think it depends on the meter, right? If you use meter, maybe
yeah,
it's
oh, wow.
He's so
gonna force him to spend meter. No, he's not. That's just gonna kill him instantly. Okay, we've got a set.
Yeah, interesting that Enders didn't believe in the soul charge. I guess maybe he thought that 8way would RI there.
Figure it, yeah.
I feel like even when you are in those situations, you still RI because you still have a chance to fight back. And if they don't RI, then you're out for free. You know. Finally does not run into that string, which is very good.
Yeah. Interesting that we decided to stay on this stage. I guess it's... I want to say that it's neutral, but it clearly isn't. It's clearly lopsided to one side. Yeah. But I guess if they feel comfortable playing on this stage, then have at it. Ooh, thought he sidestepped it.
Right. But even then, this is the first time we've seen Tira with space.
Yeah.
Really.
Tira with space and being able to utilize it... Just wake up 3B plus K? Gee whiz. Okay, Mr. Man.
Did he wake up Duck? Did 8way wake up Duck as well?
I assume so, yeah.
Okay.
That's my guess. With how much these guys duck, surely that's going to happen at some point.
Yeah. Oh, catches him. He definitely wanted to sidestep there, maybe.
Yeah.
He probably didn't want to jump there.
It really seems like 8way is definitely utilizing Gloomy more often as well.
Yeah. Really trying to maintain it instead of trying to maintain good punish on the while rising A.
And see, oh, he caught bar there too. But I think the end of that round is quintessentially what we were talking about with regards to 8way overextending and now fixing that, because he blocked a kick, and then forced Enders to go into crouch into wall rising A, and just effectively did what Enders was doing to 8way earlier on in the set, and that's great.
Yeah,
see again.
Yeah. The adaptation so far is really good. Okay, A punishing this time. Not as cracked as we thought he was. Nice round with punish.
There we go. Yeah, it was gonna happen at some point.
Yeah, 8way getting a little too comfortable and Enders recognizing that, so this way was be lethal hit was definitely on deck.
No.
And there he is trying to chase his way back in this round, but you've got a bar.
Kind of wish you would spend it. You're gonna get it back.
Yeah, maybe play for the move switches now. Gets the headache. Oh, that's not a punish there.
Can Tira kill herself with headaches?
No, she cannot.
Okay, well that was a bit. Come on, anyway.
it was a little ambitious, but it made sense. It was really the only way that he got back into the round.
It made sense, but I also wish that he didn't just like forget playing Soul Calibur, just like try to like wing it. Oh boy.
Yeah, the edginess is definitely coming back. Ducking the grabs though, so that's a really good sign.
Yeah, ducking the grabs definitely something that Enders could rely on if he ever wants to try and like take a bet on a 3B again.
Yeah.
Okay, now we have the meter. Oh boy. Okay, Mr. Man.
He's just getting so antsy.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a drill. Okay, catches him on the mix-up.
Oh, he's got Coda.
That he changed twice?
Yeah. Whoop. No, that's too far away, right? No, it's not.
It's Tira.
Okay.
Tira teleports forward during her CE.
I hate CEs in this game, Boom. I hate CEs. I even hate yours, even though yours is the worst.
I mean, I'm a Huang main, so I love
but you know what? I wholeheartedly apologize.
No, but yes, Yoshimitsu C is very wild. But it kind of, that situation was very like, that was the worst possible situation for Enders because now he has to deal with the fully soul charged state. But it's coming back with the command grabs, and this command grab was really good because the Oki is just there, so good. Up there's okay.
I appreciate like the awkward timing. So at this point, it's just a matter of trying to like hold out against Enders' meter because he came in with no meter, but he did come in with Coda. Got Coda again, got the lethal hit again, decides not to use it.
Hold it.
Nice sidestep. Okay, a back grab.
Back grab means no mood switch. We just... That was cheap. That was cheap. That was actually cheap.
So now we have tied it up 3-3.
That was like that's a trick that gets all the boomers like us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you see them blocking, we're like, oh, we have to step, you know, and then we just get hit by an AA.
For some reason, at this point against Tira in that situation, I'm not saying this is better, but I just always RE. I just constantly RE in that situation. Because I'm just like, stop it, doing the things that you're doing.
Right, exactly. Good whip punishing it, and A-Way's pace and timing has been very trolly in the sense that like he's like, I'm gonna press psych now I'm not going to press, and then you get a blocked IGDR for a whiff punish. It's actually very, very good.
Yeah, it's definitely... This isn't going to ring out, right? Yeah, it's not. It's definitely kind of goes back to what I was talking about before, where they played against each other enough to where the timings that we're seeing are inherently more awkward than what we normally expect early on in the set.
Right. It's been interesting seeing the, typical EndersJ being able to, like, run up 3B and grab you. He really hasn't had that much success doing that. A nice 6B on the GI lead. And that's, 1/3 life.
Yep. No, that's got to be more than one. That's almost half. That's just a breath away from being half.
That's fair.
God, and that was off of a whiff GI. I will say both of these players/characters are fantastic at, like... I don't know how they're able to make the bets that they make on things like ducking grabs and small hits and stuff like that when both of these characters hit so goddamn hard when they're wrong about that sort of thing.
I'm waiting for the first run-up raw 3B. It's going to hit. There's a twitch duck. Okay, so both these guys are actually twitch ducking.
Yeah.
At times where they expect people to throw. So if you can figure out the exact time and substitute a 3B there, any kind of like mid, it'll pay off tremendously. One of the things I think is important. As we now have... Oh, never mind. I'll shut up.
I think Enders is just barely ahead at this point. Ooh, I actually don't like that soul charge.
Yeah.
Oh, no, what?
Oh, no.
No, okay, yeah. He effectively just waited long enough to let 8way go insane. I kind of wish that he had spent his bar, but that seems to be a tale of the tape that we've seen so far. I kind of wish 8way was a little bit more interested in using his meter in disadvantageous positions.
Right. Especially now. I mean, now you're in a very precarious position as tier because your Gloomy CE does a lot of damage, but when you go into Jolly, you use your CE to go back to Gloomy. So it really depends on like where do you use your bar, right? And I guess that's missed the whiff punish there. So it's supposed to be stop doing moves. Run up AA. Okay, soul charges into the soul attack.
Ooh, took the soul attack, so he takes away his bar. That's very interesting. So it's gonna be a matter of like if 8way can salvage this round, he could potentially set up a situation in which Enders is going to have full bar at the last... Oh, never mind. Forget everything that I was talking about. But essentially what I was saying was that he wanted to get into a situation where 8way would use all of his bar to get it to the last round, and that would effectively mean that it's full bar Cervantes versus Coda Tira, and the last time that happened, 8way won. So yes. I think that was the idea.
Interesting that both these characters are preferring base. I would assume that Enders would want to change the state. I mean, he won, so he can.
Yeah.
But I would assume that, like, I guess it makes sense now that I get hit by that too. It's fine.
Yeah, it happens to me too.
So what's gonna happen here? Enders really just kind of running the sequences. One of the things I think people need to pay attention more is the kind of sequences that get you hits, the sequences that kind of score things as that random 3B hits. As running up 3B. I mentioned it earlier.
He cashed that was very much akin to the 2A plus B only round that we had a handful of games ago.
Twitch ducking is a bad habit, chat.
Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't.
It's very true. Nice block on the 1-1K. I wouldn't be able to block that. Again,
I feel like we're seeing a lot of like they've played against each other a lot before. At some point, I never actually asked, which was kind of bad on my side, but I was told that they wanted to have this set. I did not necessarily seek out this set, and so I'm curious as to why. What was it that made them feel like this was the case? Now we're seeing the other way around.
Yeah,
we're seeing 8way using 3B, now we're seeing Enders use 2A plus B. Non-counter hit, though. Tiro wins that.
Yeah, 100% for sure. I like that new move. 6B plus K is a very good move for Tiro. I think it's a very,
not a move I have a lot of experience with.
Yeah, that move is actually just a really good move. Safe on block, knocks down a normal hit, counter hit combo, or counter hit extra damage, like a hit grab. It's actually really good.
Ooh, nice hit. Man, 8way is getting significantly more success with all these like little tiny counter hits, because when we're playing small that's going to be the round. When we're playing small caliber, when we're trying to play where we're just poking at each other with slightly more non-committal stuff, then it seems like what Enders gets as counter hits is stuff like Wall Rising K and stuff. Meanwhile, 8way gets these counter hit strings that do so much more damage.
Right, and I think definitely the counter hit, it's interesting because the counter hit stuff that he's using in Jolly kind of resets it neutral, so Enders has to run back in, which makes Tira in the position where she's the strongest. But we get now the unblockable, saying, hey, I remember that one round you unblockable me.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Good stage of history, okay. Alright, so we're gonna probably see full bar. Wow, we didn't even punish that. He was gonna do that no matter what happened. He just wanted to block
100%.
something and then do it.
100%, 100%.
Ooh, ducking into that 3B. Pretty bad news. Immediately into Soul Charge into 3B again. Oh no.
Is he gonna 3B again, chat?
Decides to suspend it this time.
He's going 3B. Oh, okay. Okay, 3B.
We went for a more plus mid. Alright, so we went into the yellow based on that series of things. We have 8, and that's it.
that was such a good duck.
Yeah, that was pretty fantastic momentum and just overall like adaptation for the last round. Didn't really give 8way enough room to breathe to even get Coda to be a thing. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, that sequence there was actually just insane. Like, sequences are so important in this game. You no wonder why characters are so good is because the amount of sequences that they can do to you and the amount of damage the sequences does. Like, that was like a sequence where like you hit him 3 times and he died.
And if you think about it, like they were just mid-low, quote-unquote mix-ups, right? Like you're just worried about the grab, which is something that Enders had been using so often before.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see who stops ducking first. Because I think the person who stops ducking first will have more opportunities to play. But there's the first duck again, you know, as I mentioned, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's scary stuff. I mean, in my opinion, you just eat the grab. Like, that's what I tend to do against Cervantes most often. But I can definitely tell. I mean, again, they also get very, very good punishes whenever they're correct about ducking and grab, so I don't know.
Yeah, but the issue with that sequence is there is no mood switches there, which kind of sucks, but it's interesting to see, you know, just really committing. Okay, that's one way to beat it, is to just delay your grab. You know, that's one way.
But that means you're effectively just standing there for a while, so it's a matter of, like, then you're potentially opening yourself up to, like, an additional mash, which you're not going to get hit by necessarily, but it is going to take away that potential momentum.
Right, and even then, like, a mashing a 2A there is like, okay, cool, you give up your turn for a little bit.
Yeah.
It's still pretty solid, you know, so...
Then the question is, do you go full ham, where you realize that your opponent is waiting for your duck to end to do a grab, and so instead, you just grab them?
Right.
That's another level of ridiculousness that you don't see very often.
Yeah, that's like Yomi level 9.
Yeah. Or just your average Aswell.
I mean, well, you know, let's not give asshole players credit, okay?
No, I very much did not mean to. Or at least not for something that's positive. Punish the 3B again. Out of Soul Charge, though. Dead to a grab, but I appreciate what Enders was trying to do. I even said dead to a grab, but 8way was 10 leagues ahead of me.
Yeah, that's why they're playing, and we're not. Okay.
5 changes already. Probably going to happen at some point.
Right, if you lose the round, you're effectively winning as Tira because you get more move switches, and you get a bar, and when Tira has a bar, there's so many options that just open up for the character. So we'll see what happens. 3B exchange for 3B, not really much damage in that exchange, but you know.
Yeah, wasn't able to get the kind of whip punish that he was hoping for. I find that Enders is having a tough time getting whip punishes that are more than just wall rising K or fully back in CE. He hasn't really had a lot of success with it. When he's trying to do things like 3B plus K and stuff like that, it's just not working out.
Yeah, this has actually been the slowest pace of the match we've had so far. Oh.
Is that dead?
Ooh,
Mr. Fancy!
Goodness. That was actually... Yikes.
Fancy schmancy. Fancy schmancy.
Yeah, that's the second situation he's done that in, you know? Knocked down next to the wall.
Into the unblockable cancel, into some other launcher.
Right, and those are situations where, like, you don't really see every single match, so, like, being able to be wrecked... We just GI'd to guard?
GI into neither character doing anything, just staring at each other.
That's actually just wild.
Something I normally see at the end of these sets, not, like, the middle. Jeez, 3Bs, dude.
Hit.
These 3Bs aren't even catching ducks, necessarily. They're just catching stuff.
Yeah, they're just hitting. Nice, quote-unquote, punish for 3B. Switch.
Yeah, that was going to be a pretty... Because you can't even Soul Charge there, right?
I don't think you can. I don't think he might be able to. I would have tried. Maybe he tried.
Yeah, I would assume that that's what... Unless he knows better, in which case he just tried to guess. But that's going to be 5-4, still for Enders. I really appreciate the fact that sometimes when we have situations like this, where it kind of goes back and forth in the set, I think that's really interesting, but I also like the fact that it started with 3 wins on one side and 3 wins on the other side.
Right. Great stuff. Yeah, I think Enders might want to switch the map and try to find something new, because on this map, like, sure, it's getting attributed to the first of 10 and these players are competent people, so, you know, things are being figured out as we speak. Nice thing to be on the Twitch stuff. But, you know, on this map, facts state that, like, 8way is only one on this map. So, like,
yeah. I'm curious to know what Enders would want to try and avoid when it comes to a stage. What is he more worried about as to why he wouldn't want to change the stage?
I think he wants the space to kind of move, as you know, Cervantes definitely does, but... Oh, jeez.
Speaking of spaces to move.
Yeah, you know, move right into that 6B lethal hit.
Uh-oh. Well, thank God you're not at the wall, right?
Right.
You know what we haven't seen, like, in this set, like, at all? Like, competent, effective wall pressure.
Yeah,
I find that the person who's up against the wall has been getting out of it, like, all the time.
Yeah, wall pressure, yeah, because, you know, the stage is so big, and one of the walls exists on the stage, the other one doesn't.
Yeah. Right?
But, I mean, yeah, the positioning has been really in the middle of the stage. Really, even in the smaller stages, actually, we didn't really see a lot of wall pressure, too, so it's actually very interesting. Nice punish on that 3B.
Yeah, he's trying to catch that 3B. No, that's... Well, I've said no over... Okay. Man, I could... I'm wrong, like, every time.
He could have killed him. He could have 3A plus B for the boost switch and got max damage there too. I think that was a miss.
I guess he just assumed that it was going to work like I did. I don't know.
Yeah, this is actually scary for Enders.
Yeah, pretty
nice.
I was going to say it was scary for 8way because his guard gauge is red. We haven't really seen a lot of guard break kind of stuff. The only one has been one other time for Enders, but presumably he's going to get it at some point. It's going to be a matter of how 8way can mitigate the effectiveness of it.
Right, but I think the guard gauge is good because it means 8way is blocking more. So he found his G button, which is actually very important in this matchup. So, or just in general, you know.
I find that for one, like, while he was in Jolly, he was kind of doing what I thought that he should be doing in the first place, where Enders was delaying his pressure to try and beat the Twitch ducks, so 8way was just matching a lot more often. He was getting, like, those 2 ways and that, like, a lot of stuff that's just catching him moving around. Oh boy. Now, if 8way can either effectively use... Wow, nice staying on the ground.
Yeah, very good awareness there.
In a way, I feel like you should have read it because, of course, Enders doesn't want to use the guard break in that round. But that's a tough position either way.
But no, he doesn't go for the punish just to try to get the 6B lethal hit. I don't know if I agree with that. That actually made me mad. I'm actually tilted about that one. I'm actually tilted. You have one of the best I-14 punishers in the game, and yet you don't do it for a one-time lethal hit?
What's this?
Is that a thing? Be a tech trap, but you teched the wrong. I think it's
okay. Well, that kind of sucks, because now he's got this red guard gate. Okay, so he ends up getting the round, but he's going to be... I don't remember if Servi had an additional bar. Is it just 1 bar to no bar?
It's pretty much 2 bars.
Okay.
Pretty much 2.
Yeah, it's okay. So we effectively have 2 bar Servi versus almost Coda Tira. So it's going to be a matter of... I think Enders is going to want to end this as quickly as possible. In fact, I would actually argue that you should spend meter as soon as you can. And 8way wants to elongate it to the point where, 1, the guard break isn't going to be a big deal, or 2, he gets Coda.
Right, and I think the earlier you spend bar, the finishes the string this time. That's actually very smart. Doesn't get that combo
and you killed yourself. That's on you, man. That's 100% on you. You put in a stage positioning that was not great, and then you took a bet. I don't know so much.
It's going to talk about how, you know, chipping Tira in this situation can be very bad because you slowly put her in thresholds where she wants to be, but it ended up not mattering at all. So, this has been a very back and forth set so far. There's lots of things to analyze in this set, so it's going to be very interesting to see. You know, this is the latter half of the set. We're on game 10. You know,
4 to 6. So we're definitely going to have probably about as many games as we've had already. Right. Is going to be my guess. It's just that Enders has been eking out matches just slightly more often, and I feel like one of the main reasons is because of further vertical extensions like the one that 8way just did. Yeah, again.
Right, exactly. Ducking after a whip, Twitch ducking again, a nice delay on the grab, gets broken though. It tries to grab him back and leaves.
Something I'm noticing is, so now both of them are realizing that each other are Twitch ducking all the time, right? And I talked about how Enders was trying to delay it, but 8way was trying to mash. So now on the other side, while 8way is trying to catch the Twitch duck, as opposed to Enders mashing the way that 8way was, Enders is trying to back up and just, like, use more space, which is providing him stuff like this.
Yeah.
So he's different adaptations, but the difference being that one person's getting so much more damage.
And I think that's the first wall combo we've seen this entire game, and it wasn't even a proper wall combo. But I think that's probably the right. I think what your explanation is probably right the reason why Enders doesn't want to switch the stage too. You know, the space gives him more options into like how to vary his offense because he's not backing up into a wall. And this match has been very in the middle of the stage as kind of gameplay. So I guess this makes sense.
But for the most part, I feel like out of the two, I would say that Enders is utilizing the stage positioning a lot more often because 8way will just kind of seemingly at random, I guess, will just forget. That's too late, right? Yeah. He will just sometimes forget that he's potentially putting himself in a bad position in terms of the stage, and it'll end up... Then he just kind of panics, and then Enders will just allow things to unfold as they will. Okay.
Yeah, that was... I like the CE because it was the fastest thing to react to. Because you get the round, but in the most optimal world, I think you could be there. But, I mean, I would have CE'd there, too. Like, let's be real. You got to get the round at that point.
Perhaps he feels like he has to go for the gold with Coda as, oh boy.
Twitch ducked into
a 2A, I guess, or something.
Yeah.
Still a little bit too vertical heavy. Enders is constantly sidestepping. Yeah, see, he's constantly sidestepping, so I think that if 8way figures it, waits a bit, then does some sort of a Hori, then I think it'll be a lot better for him.
Right, now catches the backstep. I want to see more gloomy 3As.
Alright. Enders pulling away again.
I'm actually surprised he grabbed there because every time he's run up grab, 8way has ducked.
Yeah. I think he felt that because he hit him with the 3B the first time, he thought 8way thought that Enders was going to be a little bit more obnoxious about it and just go for the 3B again. And
Welcome to the stage of history.
Did we actually go for a different stage?
And we get the same stage as we did previously in the set. It might be the sunset one, quote unquote, but either way, it's still the same stage.
I know how they gave us. I have yet to play on the Huang stage, literally at all. I have never gotten it.
Really?
I was under the impression that you couldn't even get the Huang stage in ranked. Because I actually had to ask, like, is it actually possible to get it? Because I've literally never gotten it, ever.
It might be like the 2B stage where you can't get that one in ranked.
Yeah, no, I think people told me that you can get it in ranked. I don't know.
Really?
I think my game is rigged, I don't know.
I've never gotten the 2B stage in ranked. This is actually the daytime one, because I put the music on the stage, which is great.
Yeah, I forgot, yeah. Anytime somebody talks about the music on this, I just say shoutouts to Boom. Even though I think Ian may have switched it back, but I don't know.
Not this one.
We know for sure that you didn't have complete control over the settings on this virtual machine, because everybody's speaking English.
Yes. You know, one day I will get my desire, but until then, I'll be happy.
It doesn't seem like it, because it seems like Sabadance is vehemently against the idea of Japanese.
I don't know why. It's a beautiful culture.
He probably had a grandfather who fought in the war.
You know, that's very true. But
I don't know.
But yeah, this match has actually been a lot slower paced, right? It's been you know, grindy, then like an explosion at the end of rounds. So we'll see if that continues to be the case. Here's the explosive part.
Yeah, you know it's a very slow-paced match when you're seeing Tiro winning rounds but having few personality changes.
Right. Oh, there's a command grab. There's a personality change. I guess in that situation you really want the personality change. Oh, and he gets another personality change?
Scary.
This character sucks. Tira is just the worst character in the game. Just want you guys to know. That's one thing we haven't seen in a while. Both the combo drop because Cervantes is trash and not a top 5 character at all. But two, the whip punish IGDR, he really hasn't had a lot of opportunity to actually execute that. So it's kind of cool to see him be able to implement that back into the match.
Yeah, and Enders has been having a real tough time getting any successful, legitimate whiff punish to really be happening, to the point where now when 8way is whiffing off of correct sidesteps, Enders is just going for a grab. Just because, like, IGDR is whiffing, 3B plus K is getting hit for some reason, 3B is still getting blocked. He's having a tough time today. Yeah. Oh, wall combo? No.
Nope, Tier doesn't have those.
I guess not.
A6.
Okay.
Nice AA. That was the scariest AA of your life, bro. That was so scary. But I guess sometimes you gotta do.
Oh, bless me.
Bless you.
I don't like the fact that Tira said, how many more am I going to send to the grave? Because it's Cervantes, and I think he's been there.
Yeah, probably a few times, you know.
Yeah. A handful of times. He has a designated spot in Davy Jones's locker. You were trying to chase. Okay.
Nice foray.
See, 8way is going for like these little tiny whiff punishes, which seem to be significantly more effective and successful in this set than Ender's swing for the fences.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of both players. What?
I don't believe you. I don't believe you. That was a mistake. That was supposed to be like a 2-2B, and you ended up getting like a jump for some reason, and I don't believe you. You do it again, I'll believe you.
Yeah, for sure. If you're just that cracked today, that goated of a player on PARSEC, then you know what, you got it.
And actually, it seems like Enders is the one who's losing patience at this point. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, really trying to figure out how to get in. I think it might be it's interesting. He didn't really probably doesn't feel like he has a stage to run away to be able to take the time to force mistakes here, right? Yeah,
he has to. Perhaps he has to find a style that's more indicative. I like going for the guard damage there. There was no way he was going to win, and then he ended up doing the heaviest thing that he could think of.
But I think what's important there is understanding that 8way has probably regained his composure, because that is the first time he has not thrown away a round that he was going to win. You know?
Plus that AA that we saw before, that really scary AA.
Yeah, exactly. That was.
He's not swinging for the fences as I was talking about before that Enders is doing sometimes, and it looks like Enders is again trying to like put it back to like small kind of stuff. So perhaps only 1.5 games or so did Enders need to like just kind of kick it back into gear.
Right. It's the blue switch, goes for the combo. Okay. Soul attack.
Still had to deal with Cervantes bar though.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Oh. Enders wants to not spend this bar so badly.
No GI again.
Yeah, he's not feeling confident. Okay.
Yeah. I was gonna say, if you get the opportunity, you spend the bar, and that, I jinxed it. I said 8way's composure was good. He's not throwing away rounds, and then there it is.
It's a significantly smaller thing to throw away the round, like the move choice that he did, but it is still abstractly kind of the same concept, unfortunately.
Right. Yeah, that was very good movement there by Enders to kind of bait the response from 8way. And now we're mashing sidestep on wake up. People say, well, I'm not mashing a button. Well, technically you are mashing something. You're mashing sidestep.
Yeah.
Which is still mashing something, but oh my.
That's blocked. No punish.
Yeah,
everybody's just throwing things all over the place. Gee whiz.
Yeah. And here is that 8 move switches, and you're gonna get a free one. I guess the counter hit.
The only time that we saw Enders go off the wall in this entire set, it was like the most damage, quote unquote, damage that you could have taken.
Right.
All right. Okay. So 2 rounds to 1. We already have Kota Tira though.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't like it. This is gonna be a grip of damage.
Yeah. 8way overextending because just drunk on his own power.
Yeah. Stinky, no shower.
Yeah. It's difficult to get showers in this time and age in this forest.
Yeah, but this is scary because as Enders can't really what is happening? Because him ducking or counter hits him there. Oh, any whiff is scary. Soul charges, I like that. Get off me.
Man, 8ways. I can't tell if it's correct to panic or not because sometimes it's really working and other times it's really not.
Right.
Does he get the thingy? No.
Does he get the thingy? 2K?
Okay.
Nice. I think it's tier 3. Nice 3 there from tier.
So 2 bars to 1, but also Kota is just waiting in the wings. So I definitely consider 8way to be ahead in this situation. No guard damage to really speak of.
And using ducking again on wake up, twist ducking again on wake up. Really faded the there's the
Enders has just got him in the most basic grinder ever. Okay.
Whoop. Nice way to respect the plus.
I can never tell who's gonna win.
Me either.
That situation.
That's so scary.
Like they're both just like sitting there like, who's gonna do it?
Yeah, it's like which one's gonna get hit.
It's like the most game of chicken of just like cars going at each other. It's hilarious. Ooh, Ender's taking the time to throw shade in the chat.
Oh no,
Mr. Guy over here.
Send help. I mean, I would like to see that matchup, you know what I'm saying, on PARSEC online, make it happen, fly one of them over, fly
one of them over to play in PARSEC.
Yeah, a hazmat suit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm about it,
Yeah, unfortunately, AOs won't be able to come because our country is completely diseased. Sorry to get political.
I thought you were gonna say our country's trash. But, both statements are correct.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's infected with trash.
Yeah, big facts.
Shout out to New Jersey.
The armpit of America.
Real talk, by the way.
Yeah. So, yeah. Speaking of New Jersey, is it 8way from New Jersey?
Yeah, exactly. So, just, I don't know. I had to be real there for a minute there.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
I understand. Tri-state area.
It's okay with you. I don't know if it's okay with Twitch, but I guess we'll see.
Twitch will be alright. I mean, I'm trying to get partners, so, Twitch, I love you,
Oh, good luck. I wish you the best of luck.
Yeah, but I'm black, so...
I think I need to quintuple my Twitch average viewership in order for that to be the case, so I'm okay with just this.
I feel that.
Yeah. Not really doing all that well with this new stage.
Yeah, this new stage is... Yeah, out of my sight, 2 plus B, counter hit.
We're getting down to it now. Enders is at 8. 8way's been keeping up, but still, it's just the times where 8way is on point are just significantly less consistent as Enders is.
Yeah, 8way either has to win this round or maximize on mood switches on this round, but doesn't have a bar to really deal with anything right now. So it really kind of
he is gloomy really... though. Like we're really only talking about 166B.
Or actually 1C with punish actually.
Okay, here we go.
K though.
Ugh, those grabs, dude. Nice AA. He thought it was gonna kill. Oh, run count. Okay. For a second there, I thought he had caught a CE or something. I was scared.
Interesting that he decided to kind of back off on his +6 on this AA. Because I think Tier's A is actually +6. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but it's a very good move, and one of the moves I don't think you need to like back off for. But I guess it was for the awkward timing and the 2-2 A's. We're on PARSEC, baby. You're supposed to be able to block those.
Yeah, I definitely feel like it's a matter of the AA was there. Effectively, the engine that was dictating that situation was Ender's grabs. And so he was just trying to make it awkward enough to where to bait out the Ender's grab, I think predominantly was the case.
Speaking of awkward, that was a very awkward time on the grab, but it's also very awkward because Tier now has the opportunity to continue the move switch.
Right.
Really getting 8way is really antsy. Really trying to, like, the baits have worked, but I guess it's at the point where he's just like, the boy who cried wolf, and like it seems like 8way's just cried wolf enough times to where like the baits really aren't as effective.
It's really been the tale of the
Okay. You know what? Buff Tier.
Why won't they fix this? Is it really that hard to not have launchers track 180 degrees?
Chat, I need you guys to raise your I need buff tiers in the chat, please.
Can anybody really... Yeah, even AOs can't even comment on this. Like... it looks like, again, 8way way too much extension here. He's got 8. Yeah, I appreciate spending the bar. Oh, nice!
Oh, decided to go for the This is A. I would like to see the C just for the guaranteed coda there.
Yeah,
but,
being a little bit too stingy. Now he's just gonna sit here for the rest of the round.
Oh, he's got it!
He's got coda, but he has to like... 8way is the one who has to come up with something now, and Enders is just going to do this for the rest of the game.
But any CE with punish here is actually super big.
And he's just going to back up and he's going to do it again? 8way, you got to come up with something. But you can't... Oh, you also... yeah, I don't know.
Getting hit was not the thing I think you would have come up with there, but that was very awkward. He tried to probably step or something like that.
Yeah, it was tough. It was a very, very tough situation just overall. Not really sure what he... He was just assuming that Enders wasn't going to go for it. I don't know. 9-5. Yeah. Enders on game point, set point.
We'll definitely see if 8way can run it back. It seems like Enders has kind of gotten comfortable, and 8way kind of lost kind of the game plan that he wanted. But we'll see what happens. We'll see if 8way's going to decide on picking a different stage or a different character. He does have a couple of different characters up his sleeve.
I definitely feel like a different stage could certainly help. I think that choosing a different character effectively means that 8way has given up. I don't think that this is the time in the set to do that. I agree. But we'll see what his decision is going to be. Yeah.
It's interesting that he decided to play Tier this whole entire time. Well, I don't think that you need to play any other character besides Tier this patch if you're a Tier player. Mina is a character that 8way does have.
They ended up getting the same stage. I didn't mention this to them, but if they want to agree to, I don't know, whenever this happens in tournament to me, if my opponent wanted to change the stage and they end up getting the same stage, I just say you can pick again if you want.
Yeah. That just doesn't bother me. It's I feel like it's common courtesy, but
absolutely 100%, especially when it's Indian port. But I just despise that stage. If anybody ends up getting Indian port against me in a tournament set, you should never change that stage, because I will be 100% irritated.
I love Indian port.
Yeah,
Indian port's the best stage in the game.
Yeah, all right. God, I hate that stage. I just don't like... I don't even care about... Well, I kind of care about the ring-ups, but I just care about the starting position. It bothers me so much.
Yeah, starting position is actually trash.
It's so lopsided. Oh, boy.
It's going to make a joke about starting position and lopsidedness here at the start of this round,
Ew.
but it seems like it just... never mind.
Oh, no. Everybody overextending. Spaghetti everywhere.
Yeah, that was a very good whip punish there from Enders.
Yeah, now that I think about it, it was just like, wow, you were really prepared for that. Oh, boy.
Oh, dude. Nice counter hit there from Mayway.
I wonder if he's
Half-Life.
gonna try to use this bar before Enders gets his bar to, like, do stuff.
Well, I mean, it depends, right? I think Tier's meter management is actually kind of difficult in some situations, right? It really depends on... Because there's so many options that you can use for, right? So it really depends on, like, if you're going to use the CE, are you going to soul charge? And if you use your meter certain ways, you don't have it anymore. So there's a lot of decisions Tier has to make, even though she's a top-tier character. There's a really lot of decision-making that has to go down with this character, especially when it comes to meter usage.
Top-tier characters overall, I think, do have a lot of decision-making for some of them. They aren't necessarily top-tier because they're easy mode.
I mean, yeah, that's very true. I was going to say, when it comes to meter decision stuff, have you played Yoshi? Just soul charge, bro.
Shout-outs to Zasalmo.
Zasalamel. Though I don't think he's top 5, but that's a discussion for another day.
Yeah. That day is never. That day is the 30th of February.
Yikes. Okay,
oh my god, okay.
Yeah. Background from Tier is one of the best rounds in the game. And that was just simple, the rule of
now,
three.
Now, this is somebody who has played against Enders before and has decided to use the same tools against him.
Exactly.
Oh, Enders is irritated at the fact that you used his own tools.
So, are you going to back grab me? I'll back grab you too. Why not, you know?
Ooh, even catching people, chasing them.
2-way.
Oh no, 8-way, you're getting sucked up in the vortex. Oh, okay, counter grab with grab.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
Catch some ducking.
Okay.
Catch some mashing stab.
That's not gonna kill.
But it's gonna get the mood switch.
Yeah.
It's very important.
It's gonna force Enders in a situation where he's gonna have to spend a pretty dominant resource in order to... Okay, there we go.
Or just die. I mean, he did spend a pretty dominant resource his life. He died for it.
Yeah, it is important to note that the person who wins is the person who's able to take the opponent's life bar down to 0 first. It doesn't really have to do with how many sidesteps you're able to do, or how much meter you have.
Exactly. I just want to note that it is 6 to 9, and I just want to say nice.
Nice. Yeah. It's shaping up to be one of the closer sets we've had so far. I don't believe we've had a 10-9 yet. We've definitely had 10-8.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, I think Super Flydrew versus Twice a Day was the closest set we've ever had. No, wait, Nowo and Zeph was 10-9, I think. Somebody correct me on that, but pretty sure Zeph versus Nowo was 10-9.
Okay, yeah, that was a very close set.
Ugh.
Out of my sight. That is the worst way to win the round. You don't even get the mood switch for the orange on the health bar there. That is the worst way. But you do get a lethal hit that's been semi-successful here.
Every time, dude.
You know?
I feel like Enders just really wants to, like, end this, and it's giving him agita. It's forcing his decision-making to be a little bit predictable.
Yeah, and sometimes, you know, you're in the middle of a set, and all of a sudden you're just like, yeah, I'm going to get hit by this. It doesn't really matter. I'm just going to keep doing my thing anyway. Some of the things that you get hit by just don't surprise you anymore, so... It'd be interesting to see.
It's a very tortoise in the hair kind of thing, where Enders, it's just okay. I guess he was still crouched for that. What weren't?
Out of my sight. Here we go.
One more of those, and he's dead. Okay.
Oh, catches the backstep. That's a very good backstep catch.
Yeah, catches the box step overall, and so perhaps it's something that he should be using to try to catch step more often.
Right. Looking like Enders trying to make his timing a little too awkward. Okay, never mind. That's just up 3B instead of taking an I-14 punish.
He took the bar! Oh, that's so awful, dude. That is Oki that you have to respect. That's why he cancels it. Uh-oh.
Right, gets hit with the A6B.
Nobody has any meter. Only one person really has a life bar, though.
There's so much opportunity lost with these punishes, you know?
Yeah.
Especially having one of the best I-14 punishers in the game. Being able to knock down, get a mood switch, and start Oki there, especially on a character where you kind of like... where you're bad at chasing, you can't give up those opportunities. You just can't. You have to take them.
He just feels like he has to go for the gold, which I think is indicative of the times that 8way has been losing momentum in this set, where he just overextends. In that case, it's a little bit of a different kind of extension. It's not a timing or a spacing overextension, but it's trying to really go for the maximum amount of damage when it's not necessarily guaranteed. And we are on game round here for Enders. He's dead to a CE. He's not dead to a grab just yet. Enders looks like he's trying to make it flashy.
Yeah, Soul Charge here. Oh, see, where's your CE? Where's your punish?
He didn't want to like take the huge bet.
That was so important.
Yeah, 8way I think was trying to go for a CE punish in that situation, but Enders is going to take it. A very close set overall. Don't let the match count fool you. I think the majority of them went down to the last round.